Welcome to Nameless Debate Radio, where radioactivity is contagious. You can join us in broadening our minds on the Nameless Debates Discord via the link below, and even feature here yourself, if you've got what it takes.
So, anyway, if we're talking about the whole again, I've never seen a situation where that's happened, unless you can point me to some. And even if that has happened, it is an outlier, because consistently that is not what happens. And I don't care about these random outliers. I care about what is better for the whole, right? And on average, the majority of the time, the death penalty costs $18,000 more than a standard 40-year life sentence.
Yeah, we heard you on that one, okay?
Right. So, I'm going to tell you that between you and me at the moment, we're having a difference of perspective here. I'm concerned with the individual, and you're taking the top-down social engineer approach. So we're going to have to reconcile that if we're going to have a cohesive conversation here.
What is your perspective? Describe it a little more in detail.
Well, I'm an individualist.
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
So
It means he elevates the individual.
I'm concerned with
nice one.
I'm concerned with the individual person.
Wait a minute, I thought you said that,
okay.
like, didn't you just say before that, like, other people extrapolating on their points was unnecessary?
No, I didn't say that. Nice straw man.
I mean, I asked you to deconstruct what you said and you refused to.
Okay.
So, like, when people like you tell people like me, oh, that's an outlier, that's not a refutation of the point, because the point is that people can do it.
Yeah, so you focus on the individual, right? You don't focus on the whole.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why do you do that?
Because the whole is made up of individuals.
Well, yeah, the whole might be made up of individuals, so don't you think we should care about more people than less?
No, but he's saying you can't discount the individual.
Okay, let him argue for himself.
I think that if we care about every person individually, we'd be doing a much better job of caring about more people.
Why?
I agree with that.
Because when you're looking at the whole, it's very easy to sweep aside a small minority.
Yep.
Whereas if you're talking about the smallest minority of the individual, you can't do that.
Yeah. Well, if we focus on the minorities, don't you think, like, specifically, like, in an example, right? Say we focus on this minority of black people that have been, like, mistreated, and they continue to be, like, elevated, right? And then now the whole, right? The rest of the people have been neglected because we've done that. So if we're focusing on too small of a group, and then that becomes like,
I'm not placing emphasis on minorities. I'm placing emphasis on everyone. The smallest minority is the individual.
Okay, well, if you care about individuals and groups of individuals, then I don't see why this is a difference of perspective.
Because you're talking about statistical outliers being irrelevant.
I'm not saying they're irrelevant. I'm just saying
that's exactly what you said.
Okay.
That's exactly
no, not necessarily.
What you said.
I'm just saying I don't care about them.
No, but like verbatim, you did say they were irrelevant.
When did I ever say them were irrelevant?
Less than 2 minutes
don't
ago.
Care about individual outliers.
Yeah, I don't care about them right now, anyway.
Which means that they're irrelevant.
You haven't even like displayed to me this has happened before, so I've never seen this happen. I don't even know if it has happened. There's potential for it to happen, but if it doesn't happen, it's not something I have to worry about.
Right. We're speaking in abstract theoreticals at the moment.
Okay.
We have to, before we can have a conversation, we must first align or at least form a compromise between our perspectives, or we're never going to get anywhere. Can we agree on that?
Yes, I can agree to that.
Okay, that's what we're trying to do now. And I'm telling you that I am of the individualist persuasion, while you are attempting to do social engineering.
Okay. I don't know if that's necessarily my position, but if as long as it's what like my words that you
then feel free to describe it for me if you'd like.
No, I just don't know what a social engineering position is, so I don't want to get like straw man later, right?
It's someone who looks at large groups and attempts to from the top down provide solutions.
Yes.
Yes, that's the social engineer's position.
Okay, cool. Then yes, I agree with that.
Okay. So then do you understand why a bottom-up perspective and a top-down perspective are diametrically opposed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm confused about the source you linked. Like, you realize that that's about the life expectancy of a correctional officer, right? Like, not an
I
inmate.
suppose so.
Like someone who
I
works
looked up
in
inmate, but if I'll find
maybe.
it for you, so no problem.
Yeah, you should probably read it a little better before you link it, mate.
I just read the years.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm thinking maybe before you link a source that you think supports your
yeah,
argument,
I would like it
read
if you
more
didn't just
carefully.
try to sidetrack, the debate.
It's not a sidetrack. You linked a source that you said supported your position, and it didn't.
I'll get another source. All you had to do is point it out.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe pay more attention next time.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, that's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant. Are you fucking serious?
Pulling
Is
a
this
link
guy for
from a
real?
search
Why are you
engine is
telling me
bad
to pay
form,
attention?
my friend.
Is this guy for real? It's irrelevant that you linked something that you said
Yes, I am
supported
for
your
real.
position, and it didn't. That is completely
Yeah.
relevant.
But it wasn't.
like it's
Pulling a
relevant.
link,
No.
Listen,
That's
pulling
not
a
what you
link
said.
off
I
of-
was saying. Hold on. I was saying you pointed out that I should pay attention next time is irrelevant. Like that was pointless.
No,
to
it's
say.
not. I'm saying
Pulling
next
a-
time you
It
go
has
to
no
link a
relevancy
source,
to the debate.
next time you go to link a source, read it carefully before you put it in the chat as if it supports
Okay.
your position.
I'll
It's
find you
disingenuous.
another link, so don't worry about it.
Yeah,
but,
good.
Pulling
So you don't have to worry
pulling
about
links
it.
off
Don't
of
worry.
search engine results pages is bad form, friend.
Yes.
It was just the first thing I came across. But yeah, I'll look.
I know,
I'll
but
look
that's
for-
exactly the problem. I can't believe I have to explain to you that the fact that you would post something which
nice
you thought
tangent, man.
supported
Chill
your
out.
argument. It's
I
not
don't
a
care.
tangent.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's
buddy.
completely irrelevant to me right now. I told you I'd find another.
It's
one.
irrelevant to
we're-
you, but it's very relevant to the argument.
We're stalling the argument. Find us another source.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll look for another source.
Okay. In the meantime, could someone bring me up to speed on the argument?
Oh yeah, basically, Noodle said that he wasn't arguing for truth seeking. He was arguing for entertainment.
No, we're
and
arguing
so-
whether the death penalty is good. Actually,
I mean, like the
That was a
reason that I
different
took up, dude, the reason that I took up a position I don't agree with against you is because you clearly don't understand the rules of argument.
no, I understand. There are no necessary rules. The argument.
Oh, would you read? Did you just say that? There are no. Okay, here's one of the rules.
Yeah, there are.
Here's one of the rules.
There are
Here's
rules.
one of the rules. Yeah, one of the rules is don't contradict yourself. There's a fucking stellar rule.
Okay, why?
Great one.
Why? Because it violates the laws of
Yeah,
thought.
I'm not necessarily. I'm not contradicting myself yet. I have yet to contradict.
Would you?
No, but you
chill
just
out.
said why, and you put forward the idea that there are no rules. There goddamn are rules.
I mean,
Okay,
all I
and
can tell you at that
contextually,
point
what I
is-
was referring to by rules, there are no proper
Okay.
That's a good way of describing it.
There
Let me
are-
give you an
there are no
Have you ever
bounds.
heard
Like
of
I can
Rappaport's-
argue in whatever way I see fit, right?
Have you ever heard of Rappaport's rules of persuasion?
No.
Have
No, I
you
didn't
ever
think
read
so.
Aristotle?
Don't ask him
I
that.
have,
The answer's
actually.
no.
Yeah, I
have you?
have.
What did you
Yes.
read?
I read about his
What did you
Aristotelian
read?
concepts, and then I read about Plato as well.
Aristotelian?
No.
But
Something that he
Yeah.
wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was what he wrote. Those concepts
No,
were
no.
written by him.
No. Which
Dude.
book written by
Yeah,
Aristotle?
I've never read
Yeah.
a necessary book by him, but I have read.
Oh,
excerpts
okay.
from
So
him.
you haven't read Aristotle then?
Yes, I have read some.
No,
of his,
you haven't.
I
You've
know.
read something about
Okay.
Aristotle. They're different.
No. I read his exact
Dude!
writings.
If I read about Plato, then I didn't read Plato.
What if you read some words from a source that he had written or a book or something?
I still haven't read Plato.
Yes, you have. You've read
No,
what
I haven't.
Plato has written, right?
I'm not
No.
talking about an excerpt in
well,
a textbook.
you definitely
I'm talking
have.
about
I don't know
have
why
you
you're claiming
read-
you're not. Obviously,
Because
you
there's
read-
context.
okay.
Have you
Well, I'm
read
not referring to
rhetoric,
books.
for example?
Okay, but
Right.
we are
Well, we
referring to
are.
books. Obviously.
We are.
Like what a joke. Would you
Okay. Well, I didn't
when
know
we're
that.
asking you?
Where did you say
obvious-
book?
Because we said, have you read Aristotle? The implicit
Yeah,
connotation
I
there is
interpreted-
that
okay. I don't care what you got from
Your
that. That's not what I got from it. So it
it's not
obviously
what I
wasn't
got from it.
explicit.
I
Your
said,
interpretation was wrong.
yeah.
Okay. Well, all you had to do was clarify, right? Which
We
you
just did
have-
clarify, but you seem
Yeah,
quite
and
defensive about us saying.
And then no. You seem quite defensive over the fact that I said you were contextually not referring to books because you never said books
Yes.
or referred to a
No,
book.
but that's because you don't get to decide what other people are referring to in their context.
Okay, yeah,
Do you
and
understand
in that instance, you clarify, and then I'll tell you my answer, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
but the
what
point is
book?
that, like, when we did clarify, you
Okay,
like argued
let's-
with us.
Let's
Okay,
try
no,
again.
you were just saying I was wrong, and I was telling you why I wasn't wrong. You just hadn't clarified yet, and by
Okay,
the time you
but
had
you
clarified,
were wrong.
I
though.
told you I wasn't referring to books.
Yes,
Let's
but
try
the
again.
fact
I wasn't
you weren't
wrong
referring to books
in-
means you were
until
wrong.
you clarified, and then I was
That
never
is
wrong
not
at all.
correct.
Let's
I
try
wasn't-
It's just
again,
not
shall
true.
we?
I wasn't wrong. Yeah, just
That's-
continue. I don't know why you keep going on these random tangents. Just stop.
Oh my god.
Like I don't even know why you did that. Like, what's the purpose?
What's the point of what, sorry?
Yeah, just you just said oh my god, like for no reason.
Yes, because you're accusing me of going off on tangents because
I'm frustrated.
because-
Is
stop.
expressing frustration.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
am frustrated that you, someone who admits to not knowing what the rules of argument are, someone who puts forward the idea that there aren't any rules for
Okay.
argument, when we clarify what they are and where they can be found, you tell us we're going off on a tangent. That is an example.
Why are those rules? Hold
Stop.
on. No. I just said there are
I
no
wasn't
necessary
done.
rules. No, you're
There
straw
are
manning me,
rules.
and I'm gonna stop you. I don't care if you're gonna make a
Aristotle-
point. I'm not gonna let you shotgun me. I'm gonna
Dude,
actually
I
respond to you
wasn't
point by
finished.
point. And if you have an issue with it, I don't care if you're not finished. You made a point, and I'm gonna respond to it.
Jamie,
That's how I'm gonna debate.
Jamie, are you there?
Because I don't want to have to respond to multiple points.
Can you please moderate this? Like, I wasn't done speaking. He can't just
Okay.
butt in to respond to my point.
I
This
can
is a bit
interrupt
silly.
if you are going to like
No,
shotgun
you
me and make
can't.
multiple points.
I think what you
Yes,
mean
I
is a
can.
straw man.
Hold on.
Because then it
you
makes
threw
it
a
more
hissy
difficult
fit
for
when
me
I
to
interrupted
argue, right?
you.
Of course.
You threw a
that
hissy
is-
fit when I interrupted you, so why are you interrupting other people?
Oi,
Okay,
yeah.
because I hadn't
do
even
that.
made a point yet. I hadn't finished my point.
Noodles. Listen, okay, there are rules to
That's
argument.
why-
One of them is don't interrupt, for fuck's sake.
No. That's called informal debating. You can interrupt in an informal debate.
No,
unless there
this
are like
isn't
guidelines.
informal.
set
There are
pre-debate,
fucking
there
guidelines.
are-
Read the
No, no,
fucking
no, no.
server rules.
Okay,
Read them.
I already told you that this was a debate between me and Stacy, right? And you interrupt. So you aren't
Yeah, but-
abiding by the guidelines preset.
Yes, I am. This is
No,
Tavern.
you weren't. Okay, I
This
don't
is
care
Tavern.
about your little chat rule. I care about what I have said or what me and my opponent have said.
Disregarding
Okay,
the
Jamie.
rules of the server. Ooh.
Yeah, Jamie,
Yeah.
do you want to mute him and explain to him that it's his
Okay,
responsibility
well,
to
if you're
read
gonna
the
mute
rules
me, I'm just
before he
going to leave.
talks? I don't care.
We might
Okay,
be
well
better
then,
off for it.
Obviously. I mean, all I was trying to do was prove that the death penalty is trash and we shouldn't have it. Like, it doesn't
Yeah, but-
make any sense. It doesn't hold any benefits.
But
It's bad. It
look-
holds a lot of negatives, though.
all we're asking is for you to follow the rules while you're laying out your argument. That's not unreasonable.
Okay,
I
Wait,
would
you want me
would
to follow the
suggest
rules?
to you.
I will stop interrupting you now if that's what you want me to do. But
It certainly
I was
is.
not aware that was even a rule in the first place.
Okay, so why don't we pause the debate for 5 minutes and you can go and read them because you should have read them when you joined.
Yeah, I did read them when I joined. I've just forgotten.
Well, I mean, okay.
Okay, so Noodles, would
Yes.
you mind if I gave you a piece of advice?
Sure.
Okay. Before attempting to engage in an argument with someone in a semi-formal manner, I would advise you to read Rhetoric by Aristotle.
Okay. Well,
If
I don't have
relevant.
time to do that right now, but maybe some other time.
I mean, like, what do you think why do you think he's telling you to do that?
Why?
Yeah.
He thinks I'm not exactly debating correctly, and I should try to like reform, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty good answer. But I think mainly it was because you said that there weren't any actual rules of argument, and that's wrong.
Well, yeah, there aren't any like definitive rules. I mean, if you
There
preset
are.
them, then there are.
Yeah, there are. Where
I'm
they've
telling
Okay.
you right
Well,
now,
who
that
made
there are
that
laws.
and why?
Aristotle.
Aristotle made
Okay,
them.
why is he
How-
valid in all
Because
arguments?
he's like one of the greatest philosophers of all
lays it
fucking
I don't care if
time.
he's great.
Okay,
I don't care about
he
your
lays
subjective
out-
view.
Aristotle lays out why these rules are necessary in his
Yep.
book called Rhetoric. You should
And like
read
just
it.
quickly, like every great scientific mind who has ever lived has admitted that Aristotle is one of the greatest thinkers of all time.
Well, you can bring all of them here, and I will debate on all of them.
No. Like, I'm just gonna Google like quotes about Aristotle, and we'll see.
I'll say the same thing. You can bring them all here, and I will debate all of them.
I don't think he's interested in argument from authority at the moment.
I'm just saying that, like, if he's like using this ad populum of people say he's great, like as
It's
an
not an
argument,
ad
I'm just gonna
populum.
dismiss. You're just saying a bunch of people say he's great, therefore he
No,
is.
I'm saying people that you would yourself elevate because of their achievements
Why would
elevated
I elevate them?
Aristotle.
How do you know I elevate them?
Okay, are you saying that you don't consider Einstein to be a genius?
No.
You
Oh,
don't?
well, I'm telling you to read him yourself and find out.
No, but he
Okay,
thinks that
sure.
that's not important, right?
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't put
So
a gun
can you
to his
actually
head
get?
for him to read Aristotle.
So, what did you say?
I said that I can't put a gun to your head and force you to read Aristotle, but
I mean, I am
what I
interested
can
in
do-
reading it. It's just not relevant
what
to me at the moment.
What I can do is give you a friendly piece of advice, which is go over some of his works.
Mhm.
They will be relevant to argumentation. He is the one who discovered the laws of logic and how they interact with each other. Very
Well,
important.
he derived.
I'll read over it later and I'll decide that for myself, but not at the moment.
Okay. Good.
You could be right. I'm just saying that. I don't know. So I'll wait.
Okay, but like in future, you probably shouldn't say that there aren't formal rules to argument and then defend the position when other people are telling you that there actually are.
Okay. Well, I'll wait for you to actually prove they're relevant before I just.
No, but we just told you where to look. We can't. Like, what do you want us to do?
Okay.
I
Yeah,
gave
you could
you
take
a
quotes from the
citation.
book. You could screenshot. You could actually.
Thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, and join us in the Nameless Debates Discord. We hope to see you there.